Good morning and welcome to the almost world famous Cactus Atlas. On today's episode I am exploring the Valley of Fire State Park in the state of Nevada, and I'm hiking a trail known as Mouse's Tank. Supposed to be able to see some really cool native petroglyphs here and explore an area that was once inhabited by an outlaw. So if you want to find out more, stick around and let's go discover this together. So Mouse's Tank is a 3/4 mile trail, so not too long, that explores a region where rain naturally can collect in natural formations and stay around for months actually. So it's said that an outlaw once had his hideout here. I'm assuming because of the water. The outlaw's name I think was Mouse, according to the pamphlet they give you at the visitor center for all the hiking information. Hence why it's called Mouse's Tank. So yeah, heading down the trail now. It's flat and it's very early morning here, shortly after sunrise, so beautiful, beautiful sunlight on the rocks up there. I'm keeping my eye out for bighorn sheep, as I've already seen tons of them this morning. So many I lost count actually. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some more out this way. And you got these big rocks just looming right overhead around every bend here. Now, in a few various blogs and articles I read online by independent folks, Mouse's Tank is always ranked up towards the top of the best trails to do here. Usually not at the very top, but pretty high up, along with like Firewave and the White Domes. So, so far, I think I can see why, because you really cut through the heart of these really fiery red sandstone formations and get an up-close look at that. Whereas in other sections of the park, it's more open, and you're kind of like on these plains with like really cool sandstone dome formations, but haven't done too much hiking in this kind of a terrain so far in the trip. And I'd say it's my favorite aspect of this park are these fiery red cliffs everywhere. You know, it's weird, these rocks, they all have holes in them, and the human brain interprets things and personifies things like that. So I always see faces just peering down at me. All right, continuing on. Still have not seen any petroglyphs, so if I don't see any by the end, what I'm gonna do is on the way back I'm gonna scrutinize a lot more. Oh wow, so I'm already at the end of the trail, huh? It says this way, 20 yards. So I wonder if this is where Mouse hung out. Whoa, I wonder what's in there. Sand? Is that one of the tanks, perhaps? Yeah, I'd say this is a really good place to get your Instagram on. Still have not seen any petroglyphs. I always see patterns that I wonder if they are. Some places are inaccessible though. And I think it's just the mind trying to formulate patterns. And though this says end of trail here, clearly there's another trail that people have made going this way that looks very well traveled. Petroglyphs or not, this seems worth exploring. Some really cool formations up here, so I'm gonna continue down this ways for a bit. Looks like there's some cool holes in the wall up here. I love me a good hole in the wall. You just feel how minuscule you are, and that if nature wanted to, it could just crush you. This is too cool to pass up, isn't it? Oh, is that look at that, there's an arch formation. Look at that. Wow, that's a really nice arch. And look at the ground behind it, it's like slanted at a steep angle, and there's a tree growing beyond that. That is wild. Oh yeah, here's the petroglyphs up here on the wall. They did have a sign up ahead that described what some of them mean. I want to say that one is the atlatl, that spear-looking thing. I see what look like bighorn sheep on here. I see what looks like a snake. I wonder if these are just indicators to communicate with each other that there are certain animals back here to hunt or to watch out for, maybe. I always love seeing these things. It's just amazing. You think of how old some of these are. I know there are some in this park that are close to 4,000 years old, and I don't know if these are that old. They probably are. To think that some of these could have been created around 2000 BC. Another face that I see in front of me. Do you guys see it too? That looks like a funny profile view of a face too. It's amazing how fast the sun came up when I came down here. You could see I can't face this way anymore. I got here just in time. All this stuff was in shadow, or most of it was. Now it's being brightly illuminated by the sun. And now you can really see the color a lot better than we could when we first started our journey today. Boy, is that magnificent, isn't it? And walking back, I had my eye on the lookout for more petroglyphs, and I found some. So this is back towards the parking lot. So as you're coming in early on in the trail, look for these large boulders here, okay? Walk past them, kind of up in this thing, and then you're gonna see something up here. They're hard to see because they're in the shade, but there are some more, quite a few of them up there. All right, I'm gonna go back over here one last time. That's the area where I first started, and I saw a side trail, which probably means there's some petroglyphs buried in there. And now that I've seen a few, my eyes are tuned to what I'm looking for. So let's go take a look. Where are you, petroglyphs? I know you're here. I looked right in this spot too when I first started. Actually, there's a whole bunch of them actually right there. I just wasn't looking carefully enough, or maybe it wasn't light enough when I started to see it. So I'm wondering where all the black stuff on the rocks comes from. Was it the natives like rubbing carbon or ashes all over the rocks from a campfire to get the black on there so they could then draw their pictures? Were there fires in the area, or is it just part of the geology? I honestly don't know, and I'm really curious about that. I'll research that later, but if someone out there watching this knows, do leave me a comment down below, because I'd be really interested to know that. So, as I head back to the parking lot, I figured it'd be a good time to give you some final thoughts about my experience today at Mouse's Tank. Overall, I thought it was an awesome hike. The thing that I like the most here in the park in general are these beautiful cliffs, these sandstone formations, and this trail really gets you down in there good. You also get to see things like beehive type formations, so you get a lot of variety down here. That's my number one draw to wanting to hike this. Also, the petroglyphs are amazing, so that's a sweetener on top of it, as well as some of the history or legend of having an outlaw hideout here in this area. That just adds another dimension to it all. Wondering what it would have been like to be here back in those days in the Old West. So overall, definitely you're gonna wanna make a stop here on your trip to Valley of Fire. I would say in terms of a prioritization, if you're trying to build an itinerary and you're short on time, I might think about doing something like the White Domes and Fire Wave first, and then maybe this could be like a third. There's a lot of good stuff to see here, but I wouldn't say this is the best of the best, but it's up there. So I really enjoyed it, and I hope you get a chance to see it sometime too. If you're new here, please subscribe to our channel, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, you can hit the notification bell to stay informed of any time we release new videos, which we do all of the time. You can also find us on social media at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram under the name Cactus Atlas. Well, I really enjoyed our time today here at Mouse's Tank. It was a beautiful morning, and I look forward to seeing you soon on another adventure right around the corner, so keep an eye out. And until next time, take it easy. Scanning for petroglyphs. Scanning for petroglyphs.